Right now, as you sit there, someone is robbing you. They aren't using a gun, and they aren't breaking into your house at night. But the theft is far more brutal because they aren't just taking your money. They are stealing your life 1 hour at a time. You've been conditioned to believe that a $30 an hour job is a victory. You've been told that if you hit that number, you've made it to the safe middle class. But that $30 is a ghost. It is a carefully crafted financial hallucination designed to keep you on a treadmill that is moving just slightly faster than you can run. By the time the modern world is done with you, once the government, the banks, the corporations, and the invisible thief known as inflation have all taken their cut, your $30 an hour dream has withered away into a $4 reality. You are effectively working for free from Monday to Thursday, just to earn the right to keep a tiny, pathetic fraction of your own sweat on Friday. This isn't just a cynical take on the economy. It is a cold mathematical audit of the work scam. We are living in a system so perfectly engineered that it keeps you just wealthy enough to stay productive, but too broke to ever be truly free. You aren't lazy, and you aren't failing. You are simply playing a game where the rules were written by the people who own the board. Today, we are going to stop looking at the fake numbers on your paycheck and start looking at the terrifying reality of your actual wealth. Because once you see the bars of the cage, you can never go back to being a comfortable prisoner. The deception begins the very second you sign that employment contract. We are taught to identify with our gross income, but gross income is a vanity metric that belongs to the system, not to you. Think about the tax of existence. To earn that $30, you have to invest in the infrastructure of a worker. You pay for the commute gas insurance and the depreciation of a car that only exists to transport your body to the cubicle that pays for the car. You pay for the professional costume, the suits, the shoes, and the grooming that you wouldn't bother with if you weren't being paid to look a certain way. Then there is the energy tax. Because the job drains your cognitive fuel, you pay a premium for convenience. You buy the $10 coffee to jumpstart your brain, and you buy the $20 takeout dinner because you're too mentally paralyzed to cook. When you subtract these costs of working from your pay, your $30 has already started to bleed out before you've even seen a cent of it. But this is just the surface. The real damage happens in the shadows of the tax code. As an employee, you are the most heavily taxed entity in existence. Unlike a business owner who earns, spends, and pays taxes on what is left, you are taxed on every dollar before it even hits your bank account. By the time federal, state, and local entities have finished their feast, your $30 is gasping for air at around $22. You are essentially a tax collection agent for the government who happens to do some work on the side. But even that robbery is nothing compared to the inflation heist. This is the most brilliant part of the work scam because it's a tax you never voted for and a pay cut you never signed. Imagine your boss gives you a 3% raise and you feel like you're finally moving up. But behind the scenes, the central banks are printing currency so fast that the cost of your rent, your groceries, and your energy has spiked by 9%. You didn't get a raise. It took a 6% pay cut in real purchasing power. Your $30 is a melting ice cube in a heat wave. 10 years ago, $30 an hour could buy a home, a sense of security, and a future. Today, it's the price of entry for a life lived on the edge of a spreadsheet. The system prices your labor in a currency they can create out of thin air. But you pay for it with the only thing in the universe that is truly finite, your time. This is the ultimate unfair trade. You are giving up your youth and your vitality for a piece of paper that is intentionally designed to lose value. This creates the Red Queen effect. You have to run faster and faster just to stay in the same place. The scam is working perfectly because as long as you are tired and struggling to keep up with the cost of living, you are too busy surviving to realize you are being liquidated. The psychological prison of the work scam is where the chains truly tighten. To maintain that prestige wage, you give away your peak state hours. You give the corporation your 9 a.m. brilliance and your 2 p.m. focus, leaving the 7 p.m. scraps for your children, your spouse, and your own soul. By the time you get home, you are a shell of a human being. Your willpower is depleted, making you the perfect target for the consumption trap. Because you are miserable, you seek retail therapy. You buy things you don't need with money. You don't have to impress people you don't even like, all to numb the boredom of the day you just endured. You use debt credit cards, car loans, buy now, pay later schemes to bridge the gap between your $4 an hour reality and your $30 an hour ego. Now, you aren't just a worker. You are a debt servicing machine. You are locked into the cage because the bank owns your house, the dealer owns your car, and the credit card company owns your future labor. The golden handcuffs are real, and they are tightened every time you get a promotion. The more you earn, the more the system encourages you to inflate your lifestyle, ensuring that your net freedom remains at zero. You are a high-earning slave, and the interest payments are the bars of your cell. The opportunity cost of this scam is the greatest tragedy of the modern era. What would happen if you took those 40 to 60 hours a week and invested them into building your own brand, your own asset, or your own intellectual property? The reason the work scam is so aggressive is that it needs your talent to build someone else's empire. If you were free, you would be a competitor. If you were wealthy, you would be independent. The system thrives on your dependency. It needs you to believe that a paycheck is the only way to survive. But a paycheck is just a subscription to someone else's dream. The $30 hour job is designed to keep you in a state of functional poverty, a level of existence where you have enough to live, but never enough to leave. You are being paid a staying fee to prevent you from discovering your own potential. Every year you stay in this cycle, you are losing the compounding power of your own genius. You are building a skyscraper for a landlord who will evict your productivity the moment it starts to lag. You are trading your legacy for a cubicle and a 401k that might not even exist by the time you are allowed to touch it. Finally, we have to look at the health debt. We are trading our physical and mental well-being for a number that is a total lie. The stress of the work scam, the cortisol spikes from deadlines, the sedentary hours destroying your spine. The sleep deprivation creates a physiological tax that most people don't calculate until it's too late. We spend our health to get wealth, only to spend all our wealth later trying to buy our health back. It is a closed loop of futility. The $4 you actually keep at the end of the hour is often spent on therapy, antidepressants, or escapism just to cope with the reality of the other $26 being stolen from you. This is the ultimate realization. The system isn't broken. It is working exactly as intended. It is an extraction engine designed to pull maximum value from the human spirit, while providing the absolute minimum required to keep that spirit from breaking entirely. It's a game of just enough pay to keep you from quitting, and just enough debt to keep you from standing up. The only way to win this game is to stop playing by their rules. You have to stop viewing yourself as an employee and start viewing yourself as a sovereign business. A business doesn't care about the top-line revenue. It cares about the profit margin. If your life has a 10% profit margin, you are failing, no matter how high your salary is. You have to aggressively reclaim your time. This means lowering your lifestyle costs to widen the gap between what you earn and what you spend, effectively increasing your net freedom. It means avoiding the debt traps that act as anchors on your soul and funneling every spare cent into assets that appreciate stocks, real estate, or your own scalable skills. You need to turn those $4 into soldiers that work for you while you sleep. The goal isn't to be the best paid worker in the room. The goal is to be the person who doesn't need a paycheck to survive. The $30 an hour lie is a comfortable bed, but the $4 an hour truth is the alarm clock you need to wake up. Stop building someone else's castle and start laying the bricks for your own empire. The system wants your time because your time is the most valuable thing in the universe. Do not sell it at a discount. Do not let the work scam be the final chapter of your story. It's time to stop feeding the machine and start owning the future.